Hi, Jane Harling here, womenpropertybuyers.co.uk. The other day I spoke about that temptation to wring and squeeze every last bit of profit out of a potential project and why sometimes that's not the best way to go about things. Kind of remember that old adage, better the bird in the hand than two in the bush. Sometimes it's just better to take the profit simply, quickly and easily and then move on to another project because often more profit can be made that way. And another observation as well that I'd like to pass on is a temptation to squeeze and shoehorn as many units as you can into a potential project. Sometimes to squeeze lots and lots of studios in or small one-bed flats just to get as many as you can there in a block in an attempt to raise the profit, the GDV. Just stop though before you do that. Just check the demand and the desirability of your end project. How quickly are those apartments going to sell? Perhaps if maybe there was one less apartment but they all felt spacious and airy and bright, they would all sell a lot quicker. Just something to throw in the pot, just something to consider, that sometimes less but with a more spacious and airy feel can bring about more profit because there's less holding costs than trying to sell flats that really are too small and too cramped to be desirable. And another sin that we find out there quite often is people imposing their own preferences on their development. You see, you're not developing these apartments or houses for you. You're developing them for a chosen end market, a market that you've identified exists for the product that you're producing. And so tailor the way you do the flats, the kitchens, the decor, the furnishings and everything. Tailor it towards that end market, not your personal preference, because it's so easy to overspend if you go down that route then. And we have seen some great projects in the past because somebody has overspent, they've imposed their personal preferences and their likes and so on to such an extent and to such an overspend that they've actually turned a profitable project into a loss-making one. And that's an awful shame. That should never happen. So check the demand and desirability for the type and size of apartment you're producing, and also check who's going to be buying those end products and make sure that you're developing and you're designing the interiors and the layout, not to mention the furnishings and so on, for that end person and not for you. So just kind of things that we've picked up over the last 20 years out there doing developments, and not all from observing other people as well. Sometimes we've been guilty of falling into some of these traps ourselves, but we don't want you to. So hope you found this interesting. It's Jane Harling, womenpropertybuyers.co.uk.